Okay, today I want to talk a little bit about the concept of beta and correlation. And by beta I mean the beta in the capital asset pricing model, or CAPM. Okay, now let's just suppose you have three different stocks, stock 1, stock 2, stock 3, with a return following the capital asset pricing model equation, and stock 1 is R1 equals to RF plus beta 1 multiplied by the difference between the market return and the risk-free rate. Now that is the simple CAPM equation as we understand it. Okay, and let's suppose for a moment that beta 1 is equal to 1 and beta 2 is equal to 0.7 and beta 3 is equal to, let's say, minus 0.6. Okay, now if I was to ask you a simple question, what is the correlation of the return series R1 with regard to the market, okay, and what is the correlation of the return series R2 with the market and R3 with the market? Okay, now it's very common for students to get confused and think that the correlation of R1 and market is 1 and the correlation of stock 2 and the market is 0.7 and the correlation of stock 3 with the market is minus 0.6. It's actually very common for people to have that confusion. Now this is incorrect. So that is not true. That is not true. That is not true. Actually, this is true. Sorry, so I'll explain to you why. Okay. Now, correlation is a measure of the degree of the linear relationship between two variables. Okay, so let me take R1 as an example. Okay, so if beta 1 is equal to 1, so R1 is equal to beta 1, which is 1, minus RF. Okay, now that means you basically have some kind of a linear relationship, okay, between R1 and M. So between R1 and Rm. Okay, so if the y-axis was R1 and the x-axis was Rm, okay, this is what happens. Now with R2, I think you have maybe a relationship which looks like this. Something like that. Okay, so the slope of the line is not as steep as R1, okay, but it's still a linear relationship or a straight line. Now just imagine if both R1 and R2, okay, is actually following this relationship perfectly, okay. So every time Rm is somewhere here, you get the value R1 exactly on the y-axis, and it's perfect relationship. Okay, then the correlation between R1 and M is equal to 1. Okay, but then here is the important point: the correlation between stock 2 and M, if R2 also follows this perfect relationship, okay, perfect linearity, okay, the correlation between R2 and M also is 1, okay, and the correlation between stock 3 and M would be -1 because it's perfectly inversely correlated, okay. So that's what I want to clarify, okay. So this one here, okay, this one is correct, but this one is not correct. This one not correct. This one is correct. Okay, so correlation of stock 1 and market is equal to 1, but so is stock 2. Okay, and stock 2 is inversely correlated. Okay, thank you.